What's going on, everybody? Eric Jackman here with my twin brother Mike, my younger brother, my only brother, my favorite brother, my twin brother. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, I'm doing well. How you doing there, duties?
Good, man. Happy New Year. So this is our first podcast of 2023. We kind of took a little break during the holidays, I'd say. Things just got kind of crazy. And, as we said before, we had one of our very dear friends pass away in September. So that's something we're going to be dealing with now for the rest of our days. But yeah, I'm just happy to put last year in our rear view, Mike. It's like I'm putting this whole place in my rear view.
I know. I'm not asking. I'm leaving. I'm not asking permission. You're going to have to shoot me in the back.
Look, I appreciate what you did for me, okay? But I'm not asking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
never going to be you, me, your sister, and Shine.
Yeah, get it through your fucking head. His terrible accent in the town.
And everything he does. Yeah, he produced, I have to believe he was one of the producers of City on the Hill with Kevin Bacon as Jackie Roa.
Oh, okay.
They canceled it after season 3. It's done.
Really?
We've seen the last of Jackie Roa, as the disgruntled former FBI.
We're caught up though to the season, right? We need to watch the season. He's like he's private sector now.
Yeah, he left. Well, they forced him out of the FBI, and he's working security for a really nasty scumbag type dude. And hilarity will ensue, no doubt. I think we watched the first episode of season 3. I think that's where we are.
That's all that was available.
Streaming has just kind of zapped my brain a little bit. Like all the stuff that's streaming, and I'm just like, I just watch it and just, after a day of work, man,
you forget.
We did
watching.
We did Wednesday, the Addams Family spinoff, and right. At the time that was the MK Ultra psyop that we needed that week.
Yeah, the Google muck.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega, she's like,
Goo muck. My Goo muck.
Yeah, she's the Goo muck.
Yeah, she's everything to us. She's everything we needed though at that moment, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, Jenna Ortega had a huge 2022. She was in Scream 5. She was in the show You, which the new season of that's coming out on Netflix soon. And then she was, of course, in Wednesday, which has been greenlit for another season. So I think it's good to have some MK Ultra stuff to look at, some Mockingbird Media stuff to reaffirm the paradigm and the program that we live in, and to kind of remind you that it is going to be okay, no matter how bad inflation gets, no matter how close to midnight we are. We're now 90 seconds to midnight. Did you see that?
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, what does that even mean, Mike? Does it mean that we've never been closer to nukes?
It means
since we fired two at the Japanese?
Well, we're no longer saying minutes, right? So we were saying we're 2 minutes from midnight. Now we're 90 seconds. So we're at the minute and a half mark.
Okay.
Basically, it's a bunch of elites getting together and, put lube on each other and, issuing warnings, having nice dinners, flatulating on a microphone, much like we're doing. But that is definitely kind of alarming when you think about it, man. Like, it's like, and we're 90 seconds from midnight and back to the NFL,
Yeah.
Fire Pixie, good to see you, sweetheart. We love you, Fire. Uncle Vicky loves you.
Say hi to everyone. IB Denmark, all the favorites, all of our
orange,
orange
covering eyes.
Yeah, excuse me.
We love you, IB. Does IB stand for irritable bowl syndrome?
Yeah, Fire Pixie with the fire.
Nitro short bus.
Yeah, haven't heard from the Jack in a while. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you guys, we had a really big year last year. We actually doubled our all-time downloads, at least on Podbean. So we're on Spotify, obviously YouTube, Podbean. I think we're still on iTunes and maybe another place or two. But as far as our Podbean downloads go, we started the year at a certain amount, and then by the end of last year, we had double that amount, which was up to that point our all-time. So I was very happy with that, organically too.
Yeah, let me see if I can share my screen and I can show everyone what we're talking about here.
And I think this is just the Podbean, right?
Let's see.
Yeah, we had a pretty big year. We had on a lot of dream guests and worked really hard to put out great, consistent content, and we couldn't do it without the support from our viewers and listeners. So this is a great time to plug the Patreon, Eric.
Yeah. Now tell me what you can see, Mike.
So I can see that, the Jackman Radio.
Okay, so you were saying, so at this point last year we were at 20,000 all-time downloads here,
roughly. Yeah.
and now we're about to hit 40,000.
And
So
this is just Podbean.
this is just on Podbean. Yeah, we're on Spotify, Apple, and iTunes. Those are the podcatchers that we're on. And then obviously, we take the audio from these YouTube streams that we do, and that's what we load up to, people who prefer to listen to us in the car or they're doing some traveling. And also, we're at 140 episodes. So we hit episode 100 last year, right, Mike, with Scott Horton?
Yeah, that was a bit into the year though. So we did a lot of we did just about an episode a week. It averaged out to. I looked at it,
I mean, look at
and some, we had a big November. We did 3 specific episodes on the JFK assassination, which I'm really proud of. So we haven't done an episode since I think late November or December, but hopefully during that time you guys have gone back and listened to some of the ones that we produced later last year, because I'm very proud of those and happy that we could do those. And of course, this year is the 60th anniversary. So 2023 November will be 60 years. So all this year, I think you're going to see a lot of Mockingbird Media do a lot with narrative control and a lot of limited hangout stuff going on. But also, you're going to see a lot more attention and coverage to the JFK assassination. So that's the good news. So we're definitely going to be doing some more JFK episodes. I want to do them before November. I'm talking to a couple of really specialized, excellent researchers in that field that we hope to have on soon. So we're always trying to get guests on that we're interested in, and we love getting recommendations from our listeners. So keep those coming. And What's this, Derek?
So this is our Patreon. So I just want to push this a little bit right now because, again, I think this time last year we had under 20 patrons, and we've had success with Patreon. We're up to 29 right now. And, this is just $5 or $10 a month. And if you become a patron, you'll get input on people that we interview, on questions that we ask our guests, that sort of stuff. And the money that we get from Patreon, we use to buy equipment, to fund travel, to go interview people, to hire our buddy Poopsie, who's a professional videographer who, if you go back in our YouTube channel and you look at some of our old videos from the Politics and Pints series, where we filmed at a Post and Beam Brewing in Peterborough, New Hampshire, where we live, this place right here. We hired him to come film that and edit it and do the production on that. And that's why the production value of that is so high and high quality and really stand out.
Can you play that clip, actually, that Jackman Radio clip?
Yeah.
So I think you got to mute, and then, yeah, this is the type of
So what do
quality.
I got to do? I got to mute myself?
Yeah. Okay, we can't hear it, but no. Maybe, I don't know, unmute yourself, or is it a volume issue, or?
I'll try it again. Hold on.
Can't hear it.
Can't hear it?
No, but that just gives you a glimpse. I mean, if you look at the quality.
Yeah. So, some stuff is me as Trump there. St. Patrick's Day roast. Skits. We filmed some skits. That's with Poopsie right there. That was a fun skit. That's us at the brewery. Our buddy's studio. Interviewing Andy Card. Jesse Ventura.
That's a great interview. That's available on our YouTube.
Yep. And that's just us talking about why we set up a Patreon. Our first interview with Jill Stein, bass plant lady. She was awesome.
Yeah, back in 2016, we hung out at her house for a couple hours and sat down with her, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to do this with sound, but that's the gist of it. So really, I'm just imploring people, if you like what we do and you support Jackman Radio, patreon.com/Jackman Radio, and become a patron. Sign up for $5 or $10, or if you're a very wealthy person, $100 a month, whatever you can do. And, this is something I do want to eventually do full time. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So we're able to see that, Mike?
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
Okay. So
Maybe next time try and full screen the page so it
okay.
will come in bigger. But yeah, that was good. Yeah, we're not the most technologically advanced fellows, but we have a basic understanding.
Yeah.
Conassi, thank you for the $5 tip. Your Lindsey Graham needs more of a lisp, and can I get a Kanye impression?
Well, Canas, thank you. And I'll continue to work on my Lindsay if you continue to do other stuff for me. And that includes voting to send more money to Ukraine, because they just need a little bit more from Auntie Lindsay and a little bit from you. I don't just want your tax dollars. I want your blood.
Haven't done Lindsay in a little bit, but, he's never far. And actually, This Saturday, Auntie Lindsay is part of a welcoming committee down in South Carolina. The King will be doing his first bit of campaigning for 2024. And actually, everybody knows he announced in November. I think this is our first podcast we've done since the King announced his third tilt. So he's running. He's the only one who's officially in the race. And Auntie Lindsay is bottoming up down in South Carolina for him. So that'll be good. They're having something down there. And this Saturday, the King will be in Salem, New Hampshire. What's going to happen there, Mr. Trump?
I'm coming to New Hampshire, where I have a lot of support. I have a lot of friends. People love me there. I'm doing very well in the polls. A lot better than that loser, Mike Pence, that fence-sitting traitor, quite frankly, that weak-kneed loser. He looks like a can of mayo inside of vitamin D milk. The King he's coming, Mike, I think he's speaking at Salem High School. It's a private event. And, I'm sure there'll be a lot of the MAGA faithful. Maybe he'll gather some people from his team for the New Hampshire team. So
Stepanak,
yeah, probably
Fred maybe
probably
back in the fray.
Caroline Levitt, all the MAGA faithful will be there. But he'll be coming back through though, Mike, for rallies and stuff. He'll be firing that up.
Yeah, we're not going to be out there this Saturday for the circus, but we will. We'll keep an eye on his next visit because this one's not a public one.
Yeah, and Conas says you want a Kanye impression. Stop putting evil in front of Nazi. Don't call him evil no more. Look, I love Jewish people, but I also love Hitler a lot.
Kanye, where have you been?
I've been hiding. From the New World Order. I can't even.
He's been hiding in an attic. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hiding in an attic.
Boy, yeah, we talked about Kanye. And the last time we did a podcast, this is before Kanye went on InfoWars. This is before he was talking about how he loved Hitler. And this is before the really big meltdown. I think he had just had dinner with Fuentes and Trump at Mar-a-Lago. So a lot has happened since then. He got married, too, apparently. Apparently, he married one of his employees.
That's incredible.
I do. A lot.
Yeah.
I missed you too, Fire Pixie.
Don't call him evil, Alex. HP, Mike.
There's Poopsie. Hartford Whalers.
There's our Poops.
Hey, Poopsie. One of the most talented filmographers and wedding videographers.
Yeah.
IB.
We're back.
IB Denmark. We're
yes.
back. And yes.
Big news, too. Ryan is back on Twitter for now, and he's flourishing. Let me... I'll share.
Were you saying when he came back, he had like 15 or 20,000 followers? Now he's got like 33 or 34,000 in the course of a week or two. Something like that.
We'll go take a look.
Twitter's basically. I'm not on Twitter. Eric is, but you were saying Twitter's been a lot more base lately, hasn't it?
It has. Let's see.
It took a technocratic billionaire to buy the platform to get it to be more base, but they haven't let Emmerich back on.
Yeah. Are you seeing Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go to Dawson's page. So he's he's been back on maybe just over a week, and he's got 32,500 followers.
Wow.
So
the base is back.
He's bringing the base, yeah. So that's good. We'll see how long they keep him on there. They let him stay on for.
Didn't you have a clip of Mike Pence you wanted to show?
So yeah, we were talking about Mike Pence being a total loser. So we got to have audio for this.
Yeah.
So how do I? Because you've done it before, where you've shared with audio.
Yeah, I think you go to a shared screen. No, Go back. Go to setting. Yeah, share screen. You're already there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now try and click on it and see if the audio comes up. And there should be a way for you to share that as its own page, so you're not seeing all your other taskbars. Maybe try and full screen it and then play.
Auntie Lindsay's learning how to do things, Conass. Okay, we're learning how to finesse the technology. Pretty soon we're going to have singularity. We're going to have boots on the ground. We're going to have AI singularity. We're going to have all kinds of stuff going on. We're going to vote for it.
How does that look now?
Yeah, try and full screen the clip. There you go. Okay.
All right, tell me if you can hear it.
Nope, I can't hear it.
Fuck. Yeah, you were able to do this before where you were able to share.
Yeah, because I had the StreamYard. I was the one doing the StreamYard. So I don't know if you have something on mute or I'm not sure what your setup is.
Oh, hold on. It's got to be something pretty simple.
Yeah, I think it is. Nope. Maybe try muting me and muting. What about your master volume on your?
Everything's up.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can give us some insight in the chat.
Yeah, if anyone in the chat knows how to do that, because it'd be great to be able to play these clips for everybody.
So basically, what was Mike Pence saying though? What was the?
So he got asked here by CNN. He's like, "Did you take any classified documents with you from the White House?" I did not. Did you see any reason for anyone to take classified documents from the White House? There would be no reason. And then
wrong.
And then he just got popped for having classified documents.
Yeah, him and Brandon and Trump, huh?
Yeah, they all did.
I think it was either Snowden or Manning put up a tweet saying, next time, one of your NSA or CIA, supervisors tells you can't take any documents, just say, hey, I'm keeping it in a Corvette or a box in my garage, so it's fine. I'll bring it back, and you won't get in trouble.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, man.
I know. It's like, it just goes to show you if like you're a regular person or a regular, employee of the government did a fraction of that, they'd have the whole cavalry coming for them right away.
Right.
You'd be lawyering up right quick.
Yeah, well, certainly it wouldn't be a Julian Assange situation where the intelligence community and other private entities are trying to have you killed, for sharing classified information or sensitive documents.
Yeah, but nothing Assange ever published through Greenwald or the Guardian. Nothing was shown to be detrimental or give up any. They were really careful with what they vet with what Greenwald vetted. I mean, there's still stuff that he has from Assange that he hasn't released. Or did he get stuff from Snowden? I'm pretty sure it was from. Maybe it was Snowden, but the point is
Assange put it all through WikiLeaks.
Yeah, the point is nothing that they published led to any troop deaths or any of that nonsense. That's all canard. When you hear people say that, like, oh, Assange and Snowden should be executed. Snowden's a traitor. It's like, well, what about the crimes he exposed? He was the messenger. What about the actual war crimes? So that's why next month you'll be going down to Washington, D.C. and what's going on down there.
Yeah, I'm taking part in a big. That's what we wanted to talk about tonight with Angela and Nick, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like either of them are going to be joining us tonight. Angela told me she was having trouble getting someone to watch the kids or her kid, so we'll have to do another stream with her. And I had Nick scheduled tentatively. He was invited by Angela and myself, but I never really got confirmation from him. But I'm going to be going down to Washington, D.C. Um, the weekend of March 17th through the 19th. And there's a big,
February 17th through the
I'm
19th.
sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
February. Yeah, I'll pull up the website.
I think the rally is actually on Sunday, February 19th, starting at the Lincoln Memorial, or
It is starting at Lincoln. Yep. Here, tell me what you see here.
yeah, I see the Rage Against War website.
Okay. So it's rageagainstwar.com, and this is I'm really excited about this because it's, it's a coalition of people on the right, on the left. It's a coming together of people who, there's a lot of stuff we're not going to agree on. No one agrees with anyone 100% on anything. But this is something where we're putting aside issues and coming together to oppose the war machine and speak out against imperialism and occupation and what's going on with Russia and Ukraine right now. And this is the people who are throwing down the gauntlet and organizing it. So the Libertarian Party, the People's Party, the Mises Caucus, Peace in Ukraine, Liberty Speaks, Radical Caucus, Action for Assange, Punk Rock Libertarians, World Beyond War, Center for Political Innovation, American Student Union, and Libertarian Party of Virginia. So that's a cool coalition of people, and it's interesting to see. This is why I wanted to have Nick and Angela on tonight to speak to the fact that we need to come together and really get an anti-war movement.
Yeah, from all corners. Yeah, because it's like just the war party now. The Democrats and the Republicans are just the war party.
Yeah.
It's the blob.
Right.
Mostly.
Yeah, it is. It's a uniparty, man. It's the war machine. So let me show you the speaker list is epic.
It's a stacked lineup. Yeah,
it is a stacked lineup. So Jimmy Dore, who we met during Tulsi's campaign, he came up to New Hampshire, and I had dinner with Jimmy and met him and played bingo with him and hung out with him. He's a cool guy. And then Medea Benjamin from Code Pink. She always brings the bass.
Oh, Medea was just up on stage chastising some member of Congress who was still in power and was also part of the Iraq War narrative. And she's like, I don't know why anyone would trust you, because you were beating the drums for the Iraq War. So here you are, sending billions in arms. Now we got tanks going to the Ukraine. So further inflaming the situation.
Yep. And then bass Lord Horton, Scott Horton, we've had him on the show. He's elite, Mike, when it comes to just anti-war and foreign policy. Like,
how they've been sending bombs to Ukraine. We've been sending Dr. Pepper to Texas to fuel and fund him.
Oh, it's so good.
Nobody does it like Scott Horton.
Yeah, we love you, Scott, and we'll have you on again soon. And then Dan McAdams, my buddy. I've gotten to know Dan the last couple of years. We had him on Jackman Radio, and we had him on the Four Horsemen.
Great guy.
Then, of course, Reed and Ryan and I have met him in person, and we went to 2 different Ron Paul events last year that the Ron Paul Institute put on, which were just awesome. They were energizing. It was great to be with a bunch of like-minded people. And then I've never met Max Blumenthal. I'm really looking forward to seeing him speak, and hopefully I can meet him and say hi to him. And then we saw Scott Ritter. He spoke at a Ron Paul event in Houston, which was pretty cool. And he's actually back on Twitter. They just let him back on Twitter. And then Tara Reid, she is now producing Kim Iverson's show.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. We're big Kim Iverson fans. And then there's Kim. She'll be speaking. And Jackson Hinkle, MAGA Communism. Matthew Ho, he's awesome. And then another friend of the podcast, Parsta Jardula.
All right, Pasta.
Our man Pasta. So
wow.
I'm psyched to see him on the bill there, man, whether he's going to be emceeing or just give a speech. But Pasta's another guy I met on Tulsi's campaign. He came out to New Hampshire with the the Convo Couch people with
Fiorella and Nico.
And Fee. Yeah, they came out here and we met him, and then we've just stayed in touch with Pasta. So he's a great anti-war voice for sure. So that's pretty exciting. So actually, I might be able to do audio now, Mike. Let me test this.
Okay. And thank you everybody for your patience with this. Well, we do a little troubleshooting, you know.
Right. Do you want to cue this, Mike?
Yeah. What is this?
Can you see it?
No, I can just see the Rage Against the War.
Oh, okay.
I don't see.
Let's see.
But yeah, Pasta's been killing it, man. He hosts some really great chats with Clint from Liberty Lockdown, Jimmy Dore, Dave Smith. Has had some really great panels, and that's like Eric was saying earlier. I really think that's what we need in this country. We need to forget about red team and blue team and left versus right, because as we do get closer to midnight, none of that is really going to matter in the end.
Right.
Okay. Here's a little fun, man. Our boy Primetime 99, Alex Stein, in front of Buckingham Palace in England, doing it the way he knows how. Let's see. What do you got?
All right. And just tell me if you can hear it or not, because I think.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Hey, guys, do y'all think it's weird that Prince Andrew's a pedophile? You see, they don't like that Prince Andrew's a pedophile here. They protecting Jeffrey Epstein's best friend hanging out right there. Those guys protecting Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. Great British people. They love the royal pedophiles.
There you go, guys. Primetime 99, Alex Stein, whose new show is premiering February 7th on Blaze TV and YouTube. Man, he's been killing it, man. He's over in England. I knew he was going to England, but I didn't even think about Buckingham Palace. But in light of Frozen Twiggenberry's there, what's his name? Prince Harry.
Oh, with the book, yeah.
Yeah, in light of that, man, it's in the news. It's my book, Spare, like a spare tire or something. Apparently, that refers to King Charles when he was born, the second son. He referred to him as a spare. He's like, oh, now I have a spare son.
Oh,
so, I mean, out of all those disgusting people, the only one that had any decency was Diana, and they offed her.
Right.
So, okay, Primetime, great job, man. We got to have Primetime back on too, man, to do a little culture jamming, have a little fun.
Yeah. So I'll just finish up about the Rage Against the War. So yeah, it's rageagainstwar.com. And can you see Pasta there, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So rageagainstwar.com, guys. If you can't be there, go onto this website and support the movement and support what the effort is, because this is really, really important. And I haven't been this excited about something, in the anti-war sphere for a long time. So this is very important, and these are great, powerful voices that are coming together to speak out against imperialism and the war machine. And we want to de-escalate what's happening over there in Russia and Ukraine right now. So this is
we don't want to further poke the bear and make things worse. It doesn't help humanity. That's for sure.
No. So,
and we denounce what Russia's doing. Of course we do. I mean, that goes without saying what Putin's doing, but we also have to denounce what we did in Iraq and Afghanistan and the wars that we've been involved in for the last 100 years. If we really want to be truthful about this and have some kind of reconciliation in our country and in the whole world, we have to be consistent about it. So
yeah. No. So I'm really excited. Reed Coverdale, my Four Horsemen co-host, Naturalist Capitalist host, and New Hampshire Libertarian boss, just overlord and boss.
He's been keeping the power on for us in New Hampshire, man, the last month.
I got to give Reed a big shout out, man. He's working the lines and the energy poles, and we've had tens of thousands of people without power, maybe over 100,000 in the last few weeks with the storms and stuff we've gotten. So Reed's been busy doing that. So I know he's had to skip a couple of shows because he's working like a dog, but he's going to be coming to DC as well. So Reed and I will be down there, and there's a lot of awesome people I haven't met in real life yet that I'm really looking forward to meeting. And so hopefully we'll be able to bring you updates from there and get some videos and some pictures, and and some good stuff. And when it's all said and done, I'll be able to say that I tried. We tried. We can't give up on this effort. And if we can just get more people to pay attention and kind of ask what we're doing and what's going on, that'll be good. So we're not going to give up on that.
No, it's still important. It still matters.
Yeah. All right. So I think I can show this Mike Pence clip because we didn't get it with sound.
It's comical. Yeah.
Okay.
Mother. All
right. Let me unmute it and I'll play the clip. So this is where Pence was asked if he had classified it. Dude, he's such a robot, man. He gives me the creeps.
Yeah, when he comes to New Hampshire, dude, you got to show up dressed as the king, dude, and just fart on him.
That will be the ultimate troll if we can do that and get pictures and video of that, because that'll be fun. That'll make the whole thing worth it. All right, so here I am, President Trump. I'm queuing up this loser, this low energy slime ball, quite frankly, disloyal, dishonest slime ball. Didn't do what it needed to be done on January 6th, quite frankly. He's a traitor. They want to talk about sedition and treason. You're looking at it right here, okay? So, Mike.
He's going to be on the debate stage this summer with Trump. We'll talk about that after. Play the clip.
Okay, I'll play the clip.
You take any classified documents with you from the White House?
I did not.
Do you see any reason for anyone to take classified documents with them leaving the White House?
Well, there'd be no reason to have classified documents, particularly if they were in an unprotected area.
Well, there were classified documents, and they were in, as you report, an unprotected area.
You take.
Oh, what a fucking loser, man.
I was hoping maybe Trump had some of the JFK files that
I know
Pompeo didn't want him to release. Yeah, I stuffed them down my pants like Sandy Berger. Who's the guy that did that years ago? Was that Sandy Berger? You know what I'm talking about, Eric.
Yeah.
What's the secure room called? The skiff?
A skiff. Yeah.
Rand was down, I was down on the skiff, the 28 pages, and basically it's just Saudi Arabia doing their thing. That's kind of what he told me when he was running, and I asked him.
Say it, Mike.
I said to Prince Bandar, I said, do you support the hijackers, either emotionally, materially, or spiritually? And he lied to me.
What if some of the hijackers from Saudi Arabia wanted puberty blockers because they wanted to transition before the attacks?
Well, Muhammad Atta was seen in Tehran sometime later under the alias Mary Atta. So I think that should be investigated. And now that we have the gavel and we have the power, I think you're going to see a whole lot of things going on, Eric, exactly like that. Dude, is Pence, is he really going to run?
I know. Is that guy serious, Mike? I mean, he probably might have some good dirt on Trump, obviously.
Yeah,
And the king, of course, has dirt on him because he needed Omerta to get him to become vice president. Like Pence had to give up a lot.
He's got photos and footage of Pence in a leather dungeon with Karl Rove on all fours. He said, "Carl, drop to your knees." And Carl was like, "You don't have to ask me twice. You don't have to ask Turd Blossom twice." He's probably got Pence in one of those outfits that Rosie O'Donnell wore in Exit to Eden. That leather. And the guy's like, "How may I fulfill your fantasy?" And Rosie's like, "Go paint my house." Oh. He made Mike Pence dress up like that, and Kellyanne Conway walked him around the Oval Office on a leash. He's like, "I'm going to be releasing that at midnight should he decide to run. The moment that he files with the Federal Election Committee, you are going to see a cue drop and a dead man switch like you've never seen." The dead man switch is Mike on a leash being led around the Oval Office by Rosie O'Donnell, and Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Kellyanne Conway on the leather leash. Okay,
and Lindsey Graham, right? Lindsey, you were there, right?
Oh, was I there? Oh boy, I was behind a one-way mirror with some camera equipment from my friend Craig Spence up from Lobbyist Row.
Oh, that's dark, man.
It's boy, the new season of Game of Thrones is coming back strong, dude.
God, it's so good, man.
These people in the GOP, do they forget 2016? Dude, Little Marco, Lion Ted, Low Energy Jeb. Like,
I know.
Dude, come on. The names we're gonna have Pumpin' Pompeo, and we're gonna have Nasty Nikki, and we're gonna have Pussy Pence. I mean, dude, the names he's going to come up with, dude, for his opponents. And he's only really best dude back against the wall. Like he's best in gladiator mode when he draws from the hip, dude. Yeah. And that's where you're going to see him come alive because he has been kind of deflated in the last couple of years. He's you know, it's like when Nancy beats Freddy in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. She ignores him. She doesn't give him any more power or any more attention. And that's how you stop Trump. I've said that all along. And there's political commentators who have kind of said, don't give him any attention and energy, and then he won't be powerful. But there you go.
Yeah. I'm living for the debates. I'm living for how nasty Trump's going to be. The new batch of nicknames. We got Ron DeSanctimonious, dude. He took a shot across DeSanctimonious's bow, dude, when he dropped that nickname, and he said, "I know many things, some very embarrassing things about Ron DeSanctimonious. I might even know just as much, if not more, than his wife. Quite frankly."
If not more. I have footage of him being vaccinated and boosted. I will be dead man switching that should he file.
I have wedding footage of DeSanctimonious getting married at Disneyland with Congresswoman George Santos in drag officiating the wedding. Okay. We got Santos officiating the wedding in drag like you wouldn't believe.
Santos looked really good, dude, down in Mexico there, the pageant. Or I guess he was only a part-time drag queen, not full-time. But, man, dude, quit your day job and go back to doing that.
That's what I'm saying.
You know? So what do we got here? It looks like you got our old friend Ghislaine.
Yeah.
You got her teed up.
Dude, have you seen this yet? This is crazy.
I haven't. She's doing podcasts now, or what's going on?
She's giving fucking interviews from prison, dude, which is insane. Like, I didn't think we'd ever hear from her. I mean, she's pulling some levers, man, because there's people on the outside who have all the stuff she had.
So for our listening audience who can't see this, tee up what we're about to see.
So this is a recent clip of Ghislaine saying from behind bars that Jeffrey was murdered, Epstein was murdered. I mean, anybody who believes, Mike, that he killed himself, I don't even know what to say to you, because it's beyond that they would sell that to us that he killed himself, Mike.
Right. No.
So Ghislaine was asked about it, and here's a clip of her talking about her old friend who she didn't know that well. She kind of knew him, but she didn't know him that well. This is Ghislaine Maxwell talking about Jeffrey Epstein, who I never met, by the way, even though there's 100 pictures of us together.
No, he didn't. I don't believe he did. I believe that he was murdered. Well, I was shocked. And I wondered how it had happened. Because as far as I was concerned, I was sure he was going to appeal. And I was sure that he was covered under the non-prosecution agreement.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in the indictment. So I wasn't mentioned. I wasn't even one of the co-conspirators.
Wow, the narcissism is still... I was in the non-prosecution. So she's referring to the 2007-2008 Sweetheart deal, which was really streamlined by Acosta, who later served in Trump's administration. And when, the labor secretary, he was down in Florida at the time, and he said, during his interview and his vetting when he was being hired by the Trump administration about, why did you guys give Epstein such a great deal? He said, I was told to lay off him. He was intelligence. It was above me. So, but yeah, supposedly during that, Ghislaine was given, immunity, as were others that were involved. That just shows you the arrogance of these people, man. They really think that they're untouchable, and here she is in prison, almost 60 years old. She probably has another 18 or 19 years on her sentence, and she might survive it and get out, dude. That's the crazy thing. I mean, these people live forever, of course.
Yeah, she could get out around 80 years old and live another 10 years into her 90s.
And then get a Netflix special and go on Broadway and go on tour.
I mean, the fact that she's still alive just tells you, man, that there's some of the right people are under control.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they transferred her. I think she was originally going to be in a federal prison in Connecticut, and they transferred her to Florida, which, by all accounts, is a nicer, more posh Birdcage.
Martha Stewart certified.
Yeah, she's doing etiquette classes, I guess, and she's she's doing talking about women's empowerment. That's what Glenn's doing down there, dude. It's just, that's fucking twisted, man. That's really you couldn't even make that up.
The impressions get me every single time. Well, thank you, Mr. Brownstone. We appreciate your support. Consider becoming a patron. Patreon.com/Jackman Radio. Great to see you happy. It's good to be happy. I like podcasting with my brother. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks, IB.
Matt Hunter asks, why are liberal women so ugly? Mike, just ugly.
Are you saying Glenn's liberal?
Yeah, I don't know what her politics are. Mossad, those are her politics. He became a name on Clinton's kill list. Could be. Trump is still triggering these people.
Oh, dude, Trump's living rent-free in minds of many. In the press, I think they're very eager to cover him again because, man, they made a lot of money off his head. They made so much money, and, he needs them, and they need him. So you're going to see that symbiotic relationship, I think, ramp up late spring, early summer, and go into full gladiator mode. And, as much as they hate to admit it, they miss him.
Yeah. So let's see. Here's the clip, Mike, of Santos, George Santos in drag. I don't know.
Oh, there's a clip?
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
All right, check it out.
Dude, let's do it.
Oh,
that's definitely him. Yeah. Wait, oh, it's pretty. And the thing that's so great about that, dude, the Republicans aren't going to expel him because they need his vote, dude. They don't care how corrupt, how much he lies and pads his resume and pads his bra. They need him and they need his vote, and they will not forsake or get rid of him. He's perfect for Congress. What's everyone talking about? The dude's perfect for Congress. Come on. How can you even be mad about it, dude? It's an American success story. You have grandparents who were in the Holocaust, but they were in Brazil at the same time.
And they were in the towers.
His mother was in the towers, but she was in Brazil at the same time. He's Jewish. He's gay-ish. He went to Harvard. He worked for some Wall Street.
He worked for Tower Financial and Enron.
Dude, none of the schools. Dude, literally everything he said is a lie. Has he copped to the drag stuff? Has he copped to it?
I don't know if he's copped to it.
Dude, he should own it. He'd go up in the polls. He'd get more votes from the Democratic Party for sure. Well, he won in New York, right? He's from New York.
New York, yeah.
So whenever he speaks to Democratic crowds, he plays this aspect of it up, and when he speaks to Republican crowds, he plays up the
puts on the tweed sweater and the glasses and says, right. I'm conservative.
Oh, dude,
it's so good, man.
He's like the talented Mr. Ripley of Congress.
Dude, he's like what?
It's like the Birdcage. It's like when they sneak Gene Hackman out at the end of Birdcage. Look how happy he looks. He's very, very at home.
Yeah, let me pull that clip up. Oh.
Dude, that's incredible. What were you going to ask? Did I hear something
about his old roommate or an old friend who he was doing a fundraiser for his injured dog, and Santos did a fundraiser to help the dog out.
Let me guess, he took the money and didn't help the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that's low, even coming from Rosie.
Even coming from Rosie.
Even coming from Santos. The Republicans all got to pretend that they hate him and they don't like him, dude. They love him. They're in the Senate bath. Lindsay,
He's like, do that drag thing for me, Santos. He's like, do that for me. Let me see that.
Oh.
Where do you get your rouge?
Oh.
What kind of lipstick is that? Is that smoky eye you got there too?
So Lindsey Graham and Santos are in this scene
Okay.
from the
What's going on here?
Birdcage. this is when you said George. I can't stop laughing and coughing, dude. It's so good. You said George Santos was in the Birdcage with Gene Hackman. This is the scene at the end where they to get Gene Hackman out because he's the senator.
Oh, right. Okay.
They want to get him out, so they got to put him in drag. And George Santos and Lindsey Graham.
Oh no.
Idiots, dude.
It's like Marilyn Monroe or Babushka lady a little bit.
There's Santos.
Santos is in front leading the charge. We probably don't want to play too much of this, dude. We don't want to get copyrighted, but
Oh yeah. Okay.
or that's what it reminded me of, dude. I think next time Santos goes to vote, dude, he should show up on the floor dressed like that. Marjorie the green there, getting his back.
Yeah, putting the lipstick on him.
With Matt Gaetz, he looks like the villain from The Mask. When the bad guy from The Mask puts it on, he's like green and he looks like Matt Gaetz.
Oh, dude, it's 2023 is already so amazing, man. We're only 25 days into this thing.
Dude, I thought 2020 was the most crazy year. That's 3 years ago. It's like, hello, 2020 called. They want their shit back. Here we are.
Wow.
Santos is going to provide so much, so much information.
All right, let me get
so
to
much,
that.
So much entertainment.
So here's I didn't get to play this at the beginning because I didn't have the thing figured out. I know we're jumping around a little bit, but this is the Pfizer chairman who got accosted at Davos.
Albert Bourla.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, let me see. I want to watch the Birdcage now, dude.
This was Ezra Levant confronting him.
Yeah, Rebel News. Let's see.
Mr. Bourla, can I ask you, when did you know that the vaccines didn't stop transmission? How long did you know that without saying it publicly?
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. I mean, we now know that the vaccines didn't stop transmission, but why did you keep it secret? You said it was 100% effective, then 90%, then 80%, then 70%. But we now know that the vaccines do not stop transmission. Why did you keep that secret?
Have a nice day.
I won't have a nice day until I know the answer. Why did you keep it a secret that your vaccine did not stop transmission?
Is it time to apologize to the world, sir? To give refunds back to the countries that poured all their money into your vaccine that doesn't work, your ineffective vaccine?
Yeah, you have a little bit around.
Are you not ashamed of what you've done in the last couple of years?
Do you have any apologies to the public, sir?
Are you proud of it?
It's like
You've made millions on the backs of people's entire livelihoods. How does that feel to walk the streets as a millionaire on the backs of the regular person at home in Australia, in England, in Canada?
What do you think about on your yacht, sir? What do you think about on your private jet? Are you worried about product liability? Are you worried about myocarditis?
What about the sudden deaths?
What do you have to...
Man, that's probably the closest thing to a perp walk we're going to get, huh?
Yeah, and you see a confrontation like this because of the fact that we weren't allowed to have a nuanced dialogue, and now Bill Maher is talking about Bill Maher has been pretty good, but you see Jon Stewart now saying it's okay to have a nuanced conversation, and no matter what the topic is, there should be a nuanced conversation, and questions, reasonable questions should be asked, and people who were raising that, for whatever issue they had, whether they had their own health issues and they were worried about it and had legitimate questions, they couldn't even be asked. So then you see stuff like this happen. So, yeah, that was at Davos, right?
Yeah.
I guess somebody confronted Klaus Schwab too. I don't know if there's a clip of that, but yeah, well, exactly. Think of the security they got at Davos. Think of the hookers they got at Davos. Think of the private jets. And they're trying to legislate and tell the rest of the world how to
live with their lives.
And what to do and how much carbon to emit. It's like it's
right.
There you go.
Yeah. What was that? I think the headline. Oh, here, I got a headline here for you. He said, you want Trump's like, you want to look at some furniture? I'll show you some furniture. You know, Mike?
Yeah, I'll show you furniture.
She said, you want to look at some furniture? I said, I'll show you furniture.
Well, she changed her whole look. She completely, with everything, with the hair and the binga bunga. She changed her whole everything.
Hillary used acid wash. Okay, let's see. Prostitutes gather in Davos for annual meeting of global elite, where demand for sexual services rockets during economic summit. Pretty incredible. This is from the Daily Mail. They report a huge surge in business, Mike, during the annual gatherings of leaders. Escorts are booked into delegates' hotels alongside business execs. Sex workers dress in business attire and rub shoulders with the global elite.
They rub more than that.
I think Dave Rubin put out a funny tweet. He said, these people just can't take a break from fucking everybody.
That's pretty good.
Let me see if I can pull that up.
Yeah. Yes, for me, but not for thee. It's 2030. You will own nothing. You wouldn't eat meat, and you will be happy. It's like, well, okay, it's Davos, and you will not fly in on your private jet. You will not have a staged arrest, and you will be happy.
Right.
I guess Greta was there. People were asking her about the
arrest
where she was like posing with the police officers. Did you see that?
Yeah, she just kind of laughs. Yeah, can you see this?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I shouldn't be
her. A child actor or an expert? How would you describe yourself?
Oh, God. Boy, Rebel News, they're getting it. They're getting after it,
Rebel
huh?
News. Some IPs pop by. True. How many times did you rehearse your arrest, Greta?
Oh, yeah, that clip. I saw that clip of.
How many times did you film your arrest, and why was it staged that way?
Greta, considering you've not spent much time in school, how do you know so much about climate change?
Greta, maybe you want to talk to a real journalist. What did you talk to here in Davos? Was it successful?
Greta, as a real journalist, is climate change as real as your arrest?
Greta, how far are you willing to go? You're willing to break the law. Will you renounce violence? Will you renounce violence, Greta? Or do you support Antifa? You've worn an Antifa shirt before. Are you in favor of Antifa?
Greta, how did you get here today? What was your climate footprint in traveling here?
She force projected.
What's your plan while you're here, Greta?
Greta, man, she's just like a little sock puppet,
Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, that's entertaining. I mean, I don't really give a shit about that stuff, but it's just funny to see that. She just giggles at those guys,
Yeah.
Go back. I'll get some comments up here that we missed. IB Denmark says all politicians are crazy. Yeah, I would say most of them are kind of just there doing the bidding of their masters.
Yeah, you got to be a proper psychopath to get in there. Yeah, like a psychopath litmus test.
Matt Hunter says, so when it comes to conservatives being gay or trans, it's okay to be homophobic and transphobic, but when conservatives mock those on the left for being trans or gay, it's wrong to be homophobic, transphobic. I don't know.
No, it's not okay to legitimately do that to anyone, but comedy, you can make fun of everyone, actually, and that's what the impression is. It's comedy.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing here.
As far as your charge about me being gay and me going around in Chicago with a man of the night in the backseat of my car and smoking crack, it's not true. It's not true. Don't worry, man. I know about that. I know about Barry taking late night tours in Chicago with the cowboy who went to the National Press Club and mysteriously died not long after that. I know about the $65,000 in hot dogs that he had flown in from Stratford. You don't think I don't know about that, man? I do know about that. We're equal opportunity with satire and political commentary. Gay, straight, trans, it doesn't matter. If you are someone who holds a position of power, and if you're someone who's voted against, people who are trying to have equality or have have decency in their lives and dignity, and you're out there, voting a certain way, but you lead you live your life to be like, Senator Craig there. Larry Craig is one example.
Oh, yeah, from Idaho.
Many years voted against any initiatives that, with AIDS and anything like that for that community. And then he was, he's in the bathroom at the airport tapping his foot, along to the sound of music. So I don't care what party they are, man. Any politician that shows hypocrisy should be mocked. And the worst part about Lindsey Graham is he's a friggin' warmonger. I could give two shits about his sexuality or who he's sleeping with. I don't really care about that.
Right.
But it's the fact that he's a warmonger, and I think he's more attracted to bombs and war than he is any human being, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like the shape of them before they explode.
So I get what you're saying, Matt, but it's not about left or right.
Yeah. So closing out, coming up on the hour again. This is the best way to support us. Patreon.com/Jackman Radio. So just consider becoming a monthly patron of, $5 or $10, 15, 20, whatever you can give, folks. Send some chili, send some brain boost, send some red pill, anti-New World Order dick pills if you got those. And we want to keep doing the show and traveling to places to interview cool people. Last year I went down to DC. I got to meet Roger Waters. I went to that event. I got to ask him a couple questions on camera for the podcast, which was cool. And we want to do a lot more of that. And of course, with the New Hampshire primary right around the corner, pretty much a year from now, Mike, right? Would you say?
Yeah, Iowa and New Hampshire is about a year out, which is insane.
We are going to see the clown car consist of figures like Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, probably Chris Christie, Mike Pompeo,
John Bolton, maybe.
Of course, Trump. And then the Democratic side, if Brandon doesn't run, that could fill up quickly. You could see Buttigieg. Maybe Grandma Oatmeal gets back in there. Mike Liz Warren.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, Gavin Troublesome. So we want to do more cool interviews and stuff. So definitely consider becoming a patron. And then if you like our impressions and you want to request a little video or an impression that Mike and I do that you like, we can do a custom made video for you. My Venmo is Senator Jackman 86, and I'll put yours up, Mike. What is yours? Mike Jackman 1986.
1986, yeah.
Okay. And those are the best ways to support us, monetarily. So that's mine, and then this is Mike's. And we would just appreciate you watching, and share the videos. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, like and subscribe. And we're on Podbean and Spotify and Apple and iTunes. And my Twitter handle is down in the description here. So it's good to be back, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in.
We covered a lot of ground, Mike.
Dude, I think we got through every topic I wanted to touch. I mean,
yeah.
It was, and we'll be doing another one soon. And actually tomorrow night, right? Don't we have another show tomorrow night?
Yes, we do have another show tomorrow night. We got a really interesting guest. I just found out about this guy from Sam Tripoli. He had him on tinfoil hat, a guy named Chris Graves, and he was talking about Courtney Love's father and his possible CIA connections. And then he had interviewed a Columbine high school shooting victim, a survivor, a girl who survived, and she has an interesting story. So we're going to talk about some of that kind of stuff tomorrow with him. So that will be tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern. But nice. Yeah, everyone who tuned in tonight, it's great to see you all again, and Happy New Year. And everybody who's listening to this, we appreciate you guys listening and continuing this journey with us on Jackman Radio. And we got a lot of cool stuff lined up, Mike, for 2023.
Absolutely. Always some great stuff we're working on behind the scenes, and looking forward to sharing it with you all.
Yeah, now that I figured out how to do this video sharing thing, I seem to get that down pretty good, right?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
that's gonna help us to riff on more news stuff and show clips. So I'm giddy like a little kid in a candy store right now. I'm like Santos at a Victoria's Secret right now with a $10,000 gift card that was given to him by Lindsey Graham and Elton John. Okay?
And Richard Gere.
And Richard. Yeah, exactly.
Pretty woman.
Cool. IB Mark says thanks. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. All right. Well, good to see everybody.
Love you guys.
So we'll be back again tomorrow. And thanks for tuning in. I wish you all a great evening.